you know what really pisses me off, right? I've just been to the Halifax Building Society. When you go into one of the Halifax Building Society, you're only bank now. You've got one person behind the counter, one cashier, and you've got like 3 or 4 of them just floating around, like on the shop floor, as it were, directing you to these machines. So there was a massive queue in the Halifax, and there was one girl on the counter, and this lass came over. She said, "Is there anything that I can do to help?" And I said, "Yeah, go behind the counter and serve, love." Right? And you should have seen the look on her face. She had a face like a smacked ass, right? Because I pointed out the obvious, that people, right, were in a queue and they wanted a bit of human interaction with somebody behind a counter, right? What these people can't understand is they're like turkeys voting for Christmas. Banks, building societies, shops, petrol stations, they're all going self-service, and bit by bit human beings, right, are actually being like phased out. We're becoming obsolete, and that's all because, right, the banks, the supermarket chains, all of them, right, are only bothered about one thing and one thing only, and that's their profits and money. And if they don't have to pay human beings to do the jobs, then they won't. And before you know where you are, right, they're going to have no people. They'll have like 1 or 2 people working in a whole building society. The same in a supermarket. You know, there was an old lady stood in front of me and a fella there, and we got talking about it, and a woman, this old lady, I mean, she must have been in the 70s or 80s, waiting to pay a check-in, and she said, "Oh, well, they're doing away with money." And like, it's such an astute observation from an older lady. You know, people now are being encouraged to pay by the watch, by the mobile phone. PayPal is the new currency. You know, it means nothing. They're not backed up with anything. They're just figures. You know what I mean? And the youth of today can't see that they are like sheep. You're like sheep. Wake the fuck up, right, and see what's going on, right? Just wake up and see what is going on. There was a bloke in front of the old lady, and he was 65 years old or 64 years old, and he said, "Do you know what it is?" He said, "All I get now is voluntary work." He was unemployed, and they put him into this voluntary job gardening, and then that finished, and they put him into another voluntary job, and basically he's working for his benefit. It's slave labour. You know, they're creating like a drone army that's eventually will just be there for the menial chores. Honestly, it makes my fucking blood boil. If only people would wake up and see what was going on.